Hi friends. How are you?
Hi friends, how are you?
Today we are reciting a story, The Last Lesson.
In this story there are two characters Franz and M.Hamel.
Hi guys, the story was written by Franz. As the Franz go for school very late. As he get dreaded a scolding from his teacher. As he did not learn his lesson on participles. And thought of running from away from school and went to spend day out of the doors and attracted by the chirping of the birds outside. As he resisted all temptation and hurried off to school. A crowd in front of the bulletin board. From last few years it conveyed all bad news like lost battles, the draft, the order of the commanding officer. Franz worried at the gathering of the people and thought what matter could be astonished when blacksmith remarked that there was plenty of time to reach the school. There is no noise of opening and closing desk. Lesson repeated loudly in unison and sound of the teacher ruler rapping on the table. There is everything still and quiet as it looked like a Sunday morning, all classmates already in their places. As the M.Hamel, the teacher, walking up and down with his terrible iron ruler under his arm. As the Franz frightened to enter the classroom. As the M.Hamel very kind to Franz. And kindly asked to occupy his seat. M.Hamel in his beautiful green coat, frilled shirt, and the little black silk cap which he wore on inspection days and prize days. The whole school looked strange and solemn. Franz surprised to see the backbenches being occupied by the village people.
As it was last lesson in French as per the order come from the Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine and for next day the new teacher will came.
As the Franz felt sorry for not learning his lesson and regretted for wasting time and wandering hither and thither and now regarded his books as his friends. Franz get sad at the idea of M.Hamel was going away. And forget all cranky nature of M.Hamel. As the villagers were present in the classroom came to thank M.Hamel for his 40-year service and faithful and gave full of respect that was theirs no more. As the Franz could not recite the rules of participles and wished that he could not recite the rules without even one mistake. As he mixed up everything and felt sorry and dared not to look up. As the M.Hamel do not scold Franz and commented upon man nature of putting of things tomorrow and remarked that it was sad that they were Frenchmen and yet could neither speak nor write French.
As the parents not anxious for their children to learn preferred to put their children to work on a farm or at the mills wanted them to earn the money and also blamed himself for sending them to do his errands and regretted that he gave them a holiday when he wanted to go fishing. As the French language is the most beautiful language in the world. Called it a clearest language and logical language and it can explain in an easy way.
As the Franz understood it easily seemed that he wanted to teach them at one talk, then he gave his lesson in written and the day M.Hamel gave new copies to them with Franz as written in a beautiful round hand on them. As everyone was quiet and did his work. As there was a complete silence all in classroom and the noise only heard was the scratching of the pens over the paper the title ones were busy tracing their fish hooks, nobody paid attention to Bettles. Who flew in. The garden outside the window and his class remained the same. But the desk and benches had once moved. The walnut trees in the garden become taller, the hopwin that he had planted twined about the windows to the roof.
As the churchklok struck 12, the trumpets of the Persians sounded under the windows and everyone get emotional.
As the M.Hamel took a piece of chalk and wrote Vive la France on the blackboard and made a gesture to them with his hands and said, "School is dismissed. You may go." Thank you.
Thank you.
In this way the last lesson is ended.